Hello CA Foundation students. Welcome to RTP discussion of May 2025 CA Foundation exam. I am Subhadra Aithal, your Quantitative Aptitude faculty. This RTP has totally 30 questions and one observation is most of the questions are picked from ICI material itself from illustrations part. Let's start off with the questions discussion. Question number 1. If arithmetic mean between roots of quadratic equation. Let's highlight the word quadratic equation. Look at the last line, quadratic equation is dash. And how do you frame quadratic equation? It is x square minus sum of the roots into x plus product of the roots is equal to 0. This is the generic formula to frame an equation. How do I get the sum of the roots? It's from arithmetic mean. What do you mean by arithmetic mean of the roots? A plus b divided by 2, arithmetic mean formula. That number is given as 8. A plus b value will become 8 2s are 16. So I can replace x square minus sum with the value 16x plus. What do you mean by product? You get it from geometric mean. Geometric mean formula is equal to square root of AB and that value for this question is equal to 5. So if I want to remove that square root, I have to square on both the sides. So AB root whole square and square root gets cancelled is equal to 5 square, which is 25. I am replacing this value in the product of the roots. 25 is equal to 0. What's the good thing? Both option B and C are correct. Ma'am, what happens if we get such kind of question where same answer is repeated in two options in exam? Ideally, you will not get it. This is printing mistake. In case you get it, bumper offer. You are going to get grace marks in examination. Let's go to question number 2. Second question. The roots of the equation. Again, I can observe that this is quadratic equation and if they give quadratic equation, I can find two things from every question. First, sum of the roots which is given by the formula minus b divided by a. This is a value, b value minus b divided by a. Product of the roots I can find using the formula c divided by a. C value is equal to 7, 7 divided by 2. What are they asking? Look at that expression. It has power minus 1. I love power 2, power 3, power 4. I hate power minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. So whenever you have any negative power, remember you have to take the reciprocal. So they are asking alpha divided by beta, reciprocal of beta, plus beta divided by alpha because alpha has power minus 1. So if I have to find alpha by beta plus beta by alpha, as usual first step is take the LCM of the denominator. LCM is going to become alpha into beta. Now multiply the full fraction with alpha beta. You are left out with alpha into alpha, alpha square, beta into beta, beta square. If you remember the first days of our CA foundation class where we did the basics, the general algebraic identity a square plus b square. The formula will be a plus b the whole square alpha plus beta the whole square minus 2ab. This is the general formula for finding alpha square plus beta square. Now, how do I get this alpha plus beta sum of the roots? So, this value is going to become minus 3 by 2 the whole square minus 2 times. What do you mean by alpha beta? This is product of the roots. And that value is 7 divided by 2 whole divided by again alpha beta value which is equal to 7 divided by 2. In the next step, let's square it. Now, what is minus 3 by 2 the whole square? Minus into minus will become minus 3 into minus 3, 9 divided by 4. I'll cancel 2 and 2. What is left out? Minus 7 whole divided by, in the denominator I have 7 by 2. I hate fraction in the denominator. If I take it to numerator, this denominator part is going to become 2 divided by 7. Now let's do the numerator. 9 by 4 minus 7, take the LCM, it will become whole divided by 4. 7 4s are 28 and 9 minus 28 which is equal to 2 by 7 into minus 19 divided by 4. What do I do in the next step? 2 1s are 2 2s are 7 2s are 14. So your answer is minus 19 divided by 14 which is option D. I hope this is clear to everyone. Let's go to question number 3. P by Q is equal to minus 2 by 3. Do you observe in the question you have the value as 2p? So what we will do, to the numerator we will multiply 2. So this can be converted as 2 times p divided by q is equal to 2 times of minus 2 divided by 3. All I did was multiply 2 to numerator in both the sides, and this can be written as minus 4 divided by 3. So remember, whenever we say 2p, the value is equal to minus 4. Whenever we say q, the value is equal to 3. Now what have they given in the question? This looks like componendo and dividendo. Do you remember componendo and dividendo? A plus b by a minus b. Similarly, 2p plus q divided by 2p minus q. Now what is the value of 2p? Minus 4 plus 3 divided by minus 4 minus 3. So numerator value will become minus 1, denominator value will become minus 7. Minus by minus, I can cancel this, the value is going to be 1 by 7, which is option C. Fourth question. This question has frequently repeated in examinations. Similar question is also there in ICI material exercise 1D. But power x was not there for this. So let's try to solve it. What do you mean by the word square root 25? It is log 5 minus. What do you mean by 2 cube value? 2 into 2 into 2 value is equal to log 8 plus. What do you mean by 4 square? The value is equal to 16. Now we have generic formula which says that log m minus log n can be written as log m by n, and log m plus log n can be written as log m into n. So these are rules of logarithms. I can cancel 8 ones are 8 twos are, so I am left out with 5 twos are log 10. Ma'am, did you forget the base? Yes, in the question they had mentioned base 10. And what do you mean by log 10 to base 10? Log a to base value is equal to 1. Question didn't stop here. Whole to the power of x, whole to the power of x, whole to the power of x, whole to the power of x. Common sense. 1 raised to power 5, 1 raised to power 10, 1 square, 1 cube. Value is always equal to 1. So final answer for this question is option C, 1. Next question is from time value of money chapter. One observation, they skipped inequalities chapter because it hardly comes in exam for 1 mark. The sum of money doubles itself in 10 years. Now, no need to apply that compound interest, simple interest formula. Apply common sense. You assume any value. 100, that is becoming double. 200. So, 100 is becoming double, which is 200 in 10 years time. I don't care what type of interest it is, but do you understand whether it is simple interest, compound interest? Do you understand that interest calculation in this case is going to be 100. Now the same 100 rupee, if it has to stay there for 10 more years, please understand there will be interest of 100 more rupee, and your total future value is going to become 300. So total number of years in which the question asks an amount is going to triple itself is dash. How many years did we take in total? 10 years plus 10 years, 20 years time. Next question deals with effective rate of interest. I hope you all remember that I gave you one tip. Every examination there is a question from effective rate of interest, and formula for effective rate of interest, capital R is equal to 1 plus I whole to the power t minus 1. In this case, effective rate of interest is 1 plus. How do you calculate I? When they say 6%, which is compounded monthly, it will be 6% or 0.06 divided by 12, which is 0.005. So 1 plus 0.005 whole to the power of time, monthly, means there are 12 times in a year, minus 1. Your answer, take the calculator, 1.005. into equal to button for 11 times. Remember calculator shortcut -1. I am getting the calculation as 1.06167 minus 1, which is equal to 0.0616 or 6.16% when I multiply it with 100. Option B is correct. Next. What is the rate of simple interest if the sum of money amounts to? Now, simple interest formula. You know that it has only one formula, SI is equal to PNR. Now, in this question, I don't know two things. One, I don't know what is P principal. I don't know what is rate R. I need to calculate rate. But they have given some other information that total amount future value for 4 years and for 3 years. Let's compare what is the difference between 4 years and 3 years, 1 year. So when I find the difference between these two, I get 1 year simple interest. So simple interest for 1 year is equal to 2784 minus 2688. I am getting the value as 96. This is simple interest for 1 year. Obviously, if I want simple interest for totally 4 years, I need to multiply this with 4 and I will get the value as 384. How do you get future value of 4th year? Future value they have given as 2784, correct? Future value is usually given as principal plus simple interest for 4 years. So, future value 2784 is equal to principal plus 384. So, if I want principal value, it is 2784 minus 384, which is 2400 rupees. I got P. Apply that in this formula PNR. So, simple interest 96 rupees is equal to P 2400 into N 1 year into R. So, I need to calculate R, which is 96 divided by 2400 and your value will become 0.04, which is nothing but 4%. Option B is correct. Next, a building contractor needs 3 helpers from 10 men. 10 men have applied. So, N is equal to 10. I need 3, R is equal to 3. Look at the word used in the question. In how many ways these selections can be made? Selections is combination and combination formula is NCR, which is equal to 10C3. We are not going to apply any formula. We will use shortcut. What do you mean by 10C3? 10 into 9 into 8 divided by 3 into 2 into 1. Cancel what all you can cancel. 3 1s are, 3 3s are, 2 1s are, 2 4s are, 3 4s are 12, 10s are 120. Option D. Very simple question. Next. Next question has the word at least. So remember this tip. Whenever in the examination you find any question with the word at least in it, always attempt this in the end, because there are chances that you will take lot of time than 1 minute time, which is actually required for one question. Let's start. An examination paper consists of 12 questions divided into part A, part B. Let me make the table part A, part B. Now, there are total 7 questions in part A and 5 questions in part B. A candidate is required to attempt 8 questions in total. Remember, the total has to become 8, out of which 3 should come in each part. So, I have option 1, 3 coming from part B, 4 coming from part B, or all 5 coming from part B. Apart from this, I don't have any other choice. Now, whenever there are choices, the final answer that you get after the calculation, remember, whenever you use the word or, first option or second option or third option, whatever answer you get after calculation, you need to add up the values. Now, out of 8, if 3 are from part B, what happens to balance 5? Part A. Balance 4, part A, and balance 3 is from part A. Now, this is a question regarding selection. The minute you see the word select, that means it is combination question and we are supposed to multiply A and B. Remember, and is there, that means multiplication will come. So, your answer is going to become 7C5 into 5C3, 7C4 into 5C4 7C3 into 5C5. And when you actually sit and do the calculation in detail, 7C5, 7 into 6 divided by 5 factorial, 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, or 7C4, 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 divided by 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So like this, when you sit and do the calculation, you will end up getting 7C5 into 5C3 value. Just a minute, I'll do that on my calculator. This is 21 tens are 210. Second one will be 35 into 5, 175. And third one, 7C3 into 5C5 value, 35 ones are 35. Add up all these values, your final answer is going to become 420. Very good number, suitable for you all. Next question is from set relation function chapter. This involves difference. A minus C. Be careful. What do you mean by A minus C? From set A, remove off all set C elements. Now, there is printing mistake in the question. Whenever they give you set, it has to always come in flower bracket, always come in flower bracket, and always be there in flower bracket. From A, I am removing all the set C elements. So 1 dummer, 5 and 3 dummer. What is left out? A minus C value is equal to 2 comma 4. B value is equal to again 2 comma 4. So I need to make this Cartesian product of A minus C cross B, which means 2 to 2 4, 4 to 4 4. Option D is correct. I believe everyone understood this. Next one is from functions. One topic which students generally hate in functions is regarding inverse function, and this question is regarding inverse function. So there are two steps to solve inverse function. First step, if f of x is equal to 10x minus 7, g of x is inverse function of x. If we assume g of x is equal to y, now this means a function of x is equal to 10x minus 7, and inverse function of this will become wherever there is x replaced with y, wherever there is y replaced with x. In that case, y value is equal to 10x minus 7 and y plus 7 is equal to 10x, or x value is equal to y plus 7 by 10, or y value is equal to x plus 7 by 10. So your final answer is option C. This is inverse function related question, where in the first step x value will become y, y value will become x. Remember this. Next question is from limits, but this question has connection with APGP chapter as well. Look at this limit 1 by 3, 1 by 3 square, 1 by 3 cube, dots till 1 by 3 power n, where n tends to infinity. That means I can stop. The last term will almost look like 1 by 3 to the power infinity, correct? And what do you mean by 1 by infinity value? That is equal to 0. So instead of doing this, we will just take what is there inside the bracket, and inside the bracket this looks like GP series. Do you remember what is sum up to infinity? It is A divided by 1 minus R in GP formula. What is A? The first term 1 by 3 divided by 1 minus what is R value? Second term 1 by 3 square by first term 1 by 3. You are left out with 1 by 3 again. So what do you mean by 1 minus 1 by 3? Denominator is going to become 2 by 3. Take the reciprocal of the denominator. Now the next step would be 1 by 3 into 3 by 2. 3 gets cancelled. I took reciprocal of the denominator. Final answer is 1 by 2, which is equal to option A. Next question is a question which is already done in the class, and this is an illustration question from ICI material as well. You observe denominator should never become 0. That's the rule. Now when I take x value as 3, 3 minus 3, denominator will become 0. So in that case, I cannot directly solve as 3 square minus 9 by 3 minus 3. I cannot directly take. Otherwise, generally, I can directly replace of x values. Because the denominator is becoming 0 and this is known as undefined, what I will do, I will factorize the numerator. And after factorizing, I am going to get limit. What do you mean by a square plus b square? This can be written as x square minus 3 square, which is nothing but x plus 3 into x minus 3. So this will be x plus 3 into x minus 3 divided by x minus 3 and limits x tends to value 3. Remember this. Cancel numerator and denominator. Now you can solve directly by replacing x value. It is going to become 3 plus 3 value is equal to 6. Option A. Next, calculate derivative of this. Now again, this question is done in your class. Tell me what is dy by dx, derivative of y with respect to x. This is known as parametric differentiation and this can be written as 2t. You know that derivative of x power n into x power n minus 1, derivative of t power 2, 2 into t power 2 minus 1. What is derivative of 2? 0. So this is your final answer and this is with respect to t. Next step, what is derivative of x with respect to t? Derivative of 2t is equal to 2. Derivative of 5 is equal to 0. So I am not adding 0 once again. They want you to find dy by dx, dy value 2t, dx value 2, 2 and 2 gets cancelled out. Your final answer is equal to t, which is option A. We call this type of question as definite integrals, and in general integration, whenever we see that numerator is derivative of denominator, say derivative of 1 plus x square, I get the value is equal, derivative of 1 is 0, derivative of x square is equal to 2x and this is my numerator part. So whenever numerator is derivative of the denominator, your answer for integration will be log of denominator. This is the final answer. Plus c had it been indefinite integrals, but this is definite integration with the limits 2 and 1, upper limit 2, lower limit 1. And in definite integrals, whenever you have limits like this, first you replace the entire expression with upper limit, then you replace the entire expression with lower limit, subtract them. So your answer is going to be log of 1 plus x square. In place of x, you are going to replace it with 2. So I'll use black color pen for this. Minus, because it's definite integration, minus log of 1 plus x square. Again, in place of x, I'm going to replace the value with 1 and this is going to become 1 square. The same thing. Your final answer, log of what is 2 square 4 plus 1 5 minus log of what is 1 square 1 plus 1, it is equal to 2. Log m minus log n, the generic formula says this is equal to log m by n. So log 5 by 2 to the base e, option A is correct. Next question is from our favorite logical reasoning number series coding decoding. This is coding decoding question. They're asking what is the coding for quote. Let's start with C. I can observe that C value is 7, C value is 7, C has to become 7. O value is equal to 2, 7, 2. So check from the options which is starting from 7 to option B. That's your answer. Next, find the missing term in the series. Okay. Next question is again from logical reasoning, that first chapter number series coding decoding odd man out number series wala question. You need to find the missing term. So it is number series 2, 7, 16, 29, question mark 67. What does this look like? Addition, multiplication, addition series, correct? So find the difference between these two, 5, find the difference 9, find the difference. So you need to find the difference of the terms. Check now, the second order difference says add 4 to this. So add 4 to this, you are going to get 13. So difference between 29 and 16. Next number, add 4 to this, you will get 17. 29 plus 17, 46 is your answer. Option B. Next. Again, this is the question we did in class. It's printed in our material. Direct question from ICI illustration problems. All you have to do is M has become N plus 1. The next term in English alphabet. Or N has become O. M, N, O, P. So it is continuing plus 1. So when I say mystify, M, mystify, just check the last letter of this, the next letter will be N, or last letter ka next letter is going to be Z. The only option which starts with N, ends with Z is option A. Next, direction sense test question, but they didn't ask direction at all. They just asked you to calculate total number of kilometers he walked. Look at the question, count the numbers 5 plus 3 plus 5. So your final answer is going to become 13 kilometers. Option A. Don't expect CA Foundation main exam question to be something like this. They'll be asking you the directions over there. Again, another question from direction sense chapter. Raju started walking 10 kilometers towards east. I hope you all remember how to draw the diagram of directions, north, east, south, west. We always take starting point as A, 10 kilometers towards east direction from his house. So A has to be considered as the house. He turned right and went for 5 kilometers to reach his school. We will consider that as Z. In which direction his house is from the school? His school is from the house. This direction is known as dash, southeast direction. So your answer is option A, southeast. Next, blood relations chapter. I generally feel that students are scared of blood relations when it comes to logical reasoning. L is wife of N. Okay, L is wife of N, female. Wife, that means N has to become male person. P is son, next generation. P is the son, male person. K is brother of N. K is brother, again male person. And that means we are referring back to K. K is father of O. K is father of O. Do you understand that these two are brothers and their children O and P will be called as cousins? So answer for this question is option C, cousin. Next, standard error and square root of sample size. Remember standard error formula. Standard error, this is from sampling theory chapter. The new chapter added in new syllabus is standard deviation divided by square root of N, or standard deviation into 1 by root N. It is inversely proportional to root N. Root N is nothing but root of sample size. So these two are inversely proportional to each other. Out of 1000 persons, 40% are female. That means balance 60% are male. I don't need this information for this question at all. Remember, total number of persons is 1000. Let's divide them. In a marriage function, 300 people in total enjoyed the song. Okay, 300 enjoyed the song. That means you tell the balancing figure who did not enjoy the song. 700 didn't enjoy the song. Next, 30% of the people who did not enjoy the song, and 30% of 700, it is going to become 210, which is 30%. These are female. You tell me how many male persons are there. Balancing figure, 700 minus 210. Your answer is 490, option D. Next, find harmonic mean of 246. This question was once asked in examination as well. What is harmonic mean formula? N divided by summation 1 by x. and these are your x values 2, 4 and 6. So when you take summation of 1 by x reciprocal 1 by 2 plus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 6, how many observations we took? 3 observations. Do this on the calculator. You are going to end up somewhere around 3.27. Take 1 by 2, 1 by 4, 1 by 6, GT button, divided by 3, divided by equal to. You are going to end up at 3.27. Unfortunately, this is not there in the options. The nearest option, 3.3, can be marked. If the mode of the following data is 13, the value of x is dash. What do you mean by mode? Something that repeats most number of times. I can observe that 8 is repeating 3 times. Similarly, 13 is also repeating 3 times. But they told 13 is the mode. They did not mention anything about 8. That means 13 should have repeated more times as compared to 8. Which means this value 2x plus 3 should also be equal to 13, only then it would be like 13, 4 times. That's why it is mode. So if 2x plus 3 is equal to 13, you know how to solve this. 2x is 13 minus 3, 10. X value is equal to 10 divided by 2, which is equal to 5. Next question. The best measure of central tendency is mean. Best measure of dispersion is equal to standard deviation. Next, for a distribution, arithmetic mean is 30, standard deviation, sigma value, x bar value. Find coefficient of variance. We already know coefficient of variance formula, sigma by x bar into 100. Your answer will be 2 divided by 30 into 100, which is 1 by 15 or 6.67%. Option A is correct. Next, mean deviation. There are many properties of median, and the minimal property of median states that mean deviation is least when it is taken from median. Say you have mean deviation from arithmetic mean deviation from median, mean deviation from mode. You calculate these 3 numbers. Mean deviation from median, that number will always be the least value. Next, ogive is used to find dash. Remember, ogive can find all the partition values, median, decile, percentile and quartile. So your answer is median. And the last question, the population comprises of 7 members. This looks like sample theory question, where this question is printed even in ICI material. Number of possible samples of psi 3 with the replacement is dash. What is the formula for with the replacement? N power r. 7 power 3, your answer is 343, which is option B. With this, RTP discussion comes to an end. I'll meet you in the next video when I'm discussing model test papers released by ICI. ICI has released totally 20 model test papers for every subject in CA foundation level. So the next video will be regarding the same. Please like and subscribe the channel. Thank you so much.